Now won't let me see live chat. You son of a seahorse. I love this, uh, the way they set it up, because you can only see top chat by default. And no matter what you do, it won't let you see anything else. So, I don't know if people can see me or hear me. So, if you can, let me know when you show up in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Vato? I saw your text, Joe. I didn't get a chance to see it. My reception's garbage, or was garbage. All right, thank you, Dan. Whew. I'll tell you what, I don't know how. I guess, when you do what I do, it's a mix of, hey, independent. It's a mix of relational, business development, sales, engineering, public relations, shit, take your pick. And, but then you have days weeks like this, where at the end of the day, you're just a zombie. You slowly become stupid. Hey, what's going on? Wait, who is that? Canadian. I should know it's you, because you always start with the little sunglasses guy. So, now, by the way, hey, what's going on, Wolfang? I can't switch to live chat for some reason, so if I miss your text or your message, it's because it's not. I feel like hammered shit. I didn't feel too bad this morning, and I tied one on pretty good with the guys, but I knew enough to eat before I drank. And granted, the food wasn't all that great, but it was sufficient to prevent me from becoming a zombie, and basically embalming myself during the course of the evening. Of course, a lot of these younger guys, they're like, "Hey, Pete, we're gonna go to the bourbon place, and we're gonna go have some drinks." I'm like, "No, dude, I can't do that 3 days in a row. I'll freaking die. Hell no." So, by the way, if you are gonna go and enjoy beverages, I highly recommend you put something in your stomach so you don't turn yourself into caca. Seriously, and the bicycles don't obey street lights either. Awesome. Anyway, folks, so for whoever it was who pinged me and asked me what I thought about the dog disease that they're finding in humans, I got to talk to my daughter. It is a zoonotic illness, but it's usually from contact. So you have to be messing with the animal somehow. So one was a veterinary tech, so she probably didn't have gloves and then the appropriate gear to prevent contamination. It's not typically fatal. It can mess you up a little bit, but it's not awful. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal unless you deal with animals. Plus, to get a dog from the UK to here takes a lot of paperwork. They make up all kinds. Yeah, they do. That's the truth. But yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate story. It actually happened, but it's not death. I don't think it's going to be death. I think it was, somebody handling animals. Like sometimes people get the bird flu because guess what? They're handling chickens. Chicken's a bird, and they get the flu, you get the flu. It's just certain illnesses just bop over to a human. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. But I will tell you, I'm seeing a lot of backlash in society because of what's been going on. So there's an article, I think it was in Newsweek. There's a Democratic DA, a district attorney, who just sued the city of Sacramento because he said, my job, and they're all Democrats, by the way. He said, my oath was to preserve law and order and to protect the citizens and create wellness for the community. And, everyone can disagree how you go about that. But he said, the homeless population has gone up 300%. You're not dealing with mentally ill people who are peeing, pooping, having sex, fighting with each other, fighting with the public. And basically, he called out the mayor and the city council for failing to do their job. And so he sued his own city to force them to go to court to make them fix shit. And he said, I got to put the party line away. My job is to protect the people. I can't do that if these people are going around and to, you know, cause devastation to the public. And the sheriff co-signed the lawsuit as a co-plaintiff. And I'm like, good for you, man. Hell yeah. Wait, Canadian, what happened? I can't scroll the doggone chat. Hey, New York City, hey. Canadian had something good happen. See it, it won't. Damn it, it won't let me scroll down. By the way, for those of you who came in late, YouTube locked my chat. All right, sweet, congrats. I bet you feel better too, don't you? I was voting harder would fix all this. I don't know about the voting harder part, but definitely I would vote for, if I was there, I'd vote for that DA again, because he or she had enough courage to say, you know what, screw this party line, we're not doing our job, so I'm going to sue you since you're not listening to me. Now granted, they may be trying to become mayor too, but I would think the DA's pretty badass position. So but yeah, hey Watchman, there's a lot of folks who are, so the school boards, that mom sued the school board in California because they were trying to transition her kid without her consent or knowledge, and she found out and sued the school, and she won like, it wasn't a big settlement, it was like 150 grand from the school board, but it was symbolic because the school board's not even going to try to contest it, because from there it's going to go to a court that's notorious for beating up school boards, and they don't want to go to the appeals court, so it's going to stand. So I'd have strangled them. No, and actually what wound up happening, she wound up getting counseling with her kid, and it was really all about the daughter and the mom. I guess the mom had gone through a divorce, and it was a broken home. The kid was struggling, and she didn't know how to explain what she's feeling to mom, so she went down this little transition thing, and they went to counseling, and they were able to like work it out, and now apparently the kid's doing good in school and everything, and they moved schools too. And I'm like, good for mom. This is insane. There's people trying to drive wedges between parents and their underage kids. And then that DA with the homelessness, you know what? Hell yeah. Canadian, absolutely right. I just missed the Watchman put something. Sorry, Watchman, I missed it. But yeah, we need to, as human beings, and that's what they try to do. They try to make people look at each other like, hey, Mimi, absolutely praying for our kids. They try to make us look at each other as the devil because, oh, well, I'm white and you're black, or he's Hispanic and this one's Korean, or you're a Democrat and I'm a Republican. And at the end of the day, most people want to go home, have enough money to like buy a pizza or some beer and eat and be with their people they love, or hang out with their dog, or whatever it is that makes them happy, and not get messed with. And I 100% can relate to their sentiment there. So yeah, is everyone work is boring as fuck today? Only one more hour. Oh, Alexandra, I wish work would chill out. Next Thursday, I'm going to be going from 4 in the morning. I'm doing a charity event. I come home, shower, shave, which will be a clay shoot too. Shower, shave, and then I got to go to another gathering, meeting / dinner. I'll probably be going from 4 in the morning till midnight. And I'm like, I told my boss, I'm like, I'm going to go and sleep in one of the trucks. Like, y'all don't see me. I passed out in a truck. I'm doing some drawing and taking my sweet ass time. Half wolf, half. Okay, sorry if I'm missing your chat. For those of you who came late. The Mongrels are coming, or the Mongols? The Mongrels, okay. Sorry, I couldn't see that. But yeah, folks, I mean, people are having They're winning against this stupidity, and they're doing it from people of different colors, people from different political views. They all know this is not right. What we're seeing is screwed, and they're tired of it, and they're going to court. They're using the very system, I said it before, they're using the system they use to take shit from us against them, and they're winning. So hell yeah. You know, if you felt you've been, something has happened, there's always a way to protest, complain, write up, sue. There's ways to battle the stupid without getting yourself put in jail. I mean, there are ways to do it when get yourself put in jail, but no, I applaud. It was screwed from Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo was that big, like, heavyset girl who had a big mouth and would holler at people. And yeah, that, I don't know, man. Hey, Loretta, man, if my daughter would have said something like that to my wife, I don't think she could have run fast enough. My niece did one day. My niece was a young teenager, and she sassed my wife, and my wife took on, she's smaller than my niece. She took off after that girl and just sacked her, just knocked her to the ground, and then took her shoes and threw them over the fence just to be a shit. And I'm like, see, that's what you get for messing with your aunt, because you don't show disrespect, I'll tell you what, though, my niece never did that again, and actually has done that to her own kid who didn't behave one day. She's like, yeah, I took his shoes and threw him out in the yard and told him to go get them. I don't know what with throwing somebody's shoes away, but I think about it, that would annoy the shit out of me. It was a little girl, right? Joe, you need to drink water, man, or Topo Chico or something. Without the tequila, just like, it may be a hydration thing, man. Lizzo was little ones too. I have no idea who Lizzo is. I feel so out of touch with what's going on. But folks, look, people are getting wins. There's flooding. Yeah, I don't know about natural disasters, but Joe, stop drinking. So, Chinese and Russians among them. Oh, yeah. Turn up the radio. There you go. So, just turn up the radio for those of you who aren't familiar with the song. But folks, look, it's people are winning. They're going back and they're fighting the stupid, and they're winning. And oh, by the way, Dr. Fauci's worth $11 million. For those of you who didn't catch me on the last live stream rant, I think I'd love to investigate his wife and his immediate family. You were singing. We're gonna have to bring Johnny up on the mic, open mic night. Like the Masked Singer, you guys can put masks on and sing, or you can show your face. It don't matter. That would be funny as shit. I'd get so many copyright strikes for that. They're probably gonna give me a copyright strike for playing this stuff. But folks, yeah, folks are fighting back. We're gonna call cops on the board, parents in the board meeting, but then people pee in front of children and take their junk out, and the cops do nothing. Like, I would not want to be a cop anymore if I had to walk past, some guy showing his business, but I had to go scold a parent who's upset. Like, that just seems contrary to morality. I don't know what to say, but people are speaking out. People are they're suing their jobs. Hearing rumors there may be a lawsuit against New York City for all the people who lost their jobs, firefighters and cops and whatnot. And oh, there's a private airport here, and that little plane was struggling to get off the ground. I'm like, you did not get your center of gravity right, dude. You're gonna wind up in the grass, and not in a good way either. Nope, he got off the ground. I would not fly with that guy. I got to make a note of that airplane. Screw that. But yeah, folks, definitely don't hesitate to go and make some noise. Whether you do it on YouTube, you speak out and spread the word, or you go to a protest. Green Thumb Prepper, Green Thumb put out a live stream from a protest. I wasn't able to jump in the live stream, so I wound up sharing it after the fact. But go check it out. It was about child trafficking. They were protesting that. I thought that was badass of him. Um, there's a lot of things that we can do as people, just not a senator, not a lawyer, just us, and make some noise and change shit. We just got to figure out the best way to do it. And like I said, the more we understand this system they've created, the more likely we are to be able to make those changes. So that mom in California, or that DA, that's exactly what they did. Stop nagging the neighbors, Joe. Tennessee, absolutely. And so when that mom, and the mom, she didn't win a large sum, right? It was, like I said, 150 grand, 200 grand. I mean, it's not chump change nowadays, right? But that's a good song. You could tell I like my classic rock, huh? But the fact was, she dragged him to court. She put him on public display, and she won. And now her daughter and her have resolved their differences. The young woman is now, they're getting counseling, which is good. And it's, from what the mom's saying, it's making a difference. But they're getting good counseling from someone who actually understands and is trying to help the family, not push a political agenda. And she cost the school board, but that mom took them to court. She named the individuals on the board. She dragged their asses in. Good for her. And these are the things we need to do. And they're going to keep provoking people because they want us angry. Because if we're angry, it distracts us. Spaying works. It distracts us from the fact that they've ruined our economy and they don't know what they're doing. And they're going to get us in a war with China or someone. Personally, there's a guy on Instagram. He's called Latino Conservative or Latino for Trump. I can't remember what his handle is. But he posted a video. He took it himself, not in El Paso, but closer to like Marfa del Rio, somewhere around there. And there's a bunch of immigrants, and there was, on one side, there were a bunch of families, right? It was like moms and kids and dads. And he's speaking to them in Spanish, and he's like, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Honduras. This is my daughter or my wife or whatever. But in the other areas, all men. And when I say men, it wasn't even guys my age. I'm talking 19 to 29, like prime military age. And he's asking them, where are you from? And they couldn't speak English, so he spoke Spanish. They didn't speak Spanish. And then he finds out from one of the little other immigrants who was from South America, he's like, these guys are like Chinese or something. Or they were, I don't know, from wherever the hell they were from. And it's like, really? And they're just stacking them there. And they're going to give them a hearing date. They're going to let them loose. And, they just cut them loose in society under the assumption, yes, fighting age. So as a reminder, and I know we all have different theories about what happened during September 11th in 01, but regardless of how it happened or who supported it or backed it, when it was boots on the ground, it was 13 dudes who were not military trained, not operators. They were trained for a very specific purpose: infiltrate, learn how to fly a plane, hijack a plane. They did their homework. That's it. They had this little window of training to do what they did. And they cost almost 3,000 lives on September 11th. And we lost a lot of good people, firefighters, workers, civilians, everything. How many do you think, I can't see that. Doggone it. Sorry, I had glare. There was a really good comment there, but I missed it. Um, how many operators could they have snuck in by now? I'm talking well-trained people who could come in and, yeah, our medical system is janky. It's absolute mess. But how many could they have snuck in by now? Wolfang, absolutely. And think about it. Okay, let's Watchmen, we're gonna play really nice with the stupidity they're doing. Let's just say there are 300 legit members of a sleeper cell in the country. I think there are more, but let's just use that round number. I'm going somewhere with this. September 11th was executed on the ground by 13 assholes and then 4 or 5 who provided funding, cell phones, etc. What could 300 people do if they were trained and competent? Right, exactly, Watchmen. 5 well-trained people could cause a fiasco. Why are they not in an internment? They should be in a camp with watchtowers, with guys with rifles and scopes, being fed until we figure out who the hell they are. So last week I had a couple of events, and the intelligence agency is not being told that some young men took. Yeah, no kidding, Tennessee. So last week I had to take an Uber across my town, and my drivers to and from the dinner event I went to were both from Cuba. I recognized the accent. It's kind of like, you take a guy from the South, you put him in New York, you take the New Yorker and you put him in the South, and you're like, you're from New York. Like, you can tell in English. Well, Spanish is the same way. When we speak Spanish, I can pick up certain accents, and I'm like, you're from Bolivia, you're from Argentina, you're from Mexico, you're from Puerto Rico, right? That 10-4 is some sort of alarm. Oh, daggone it. Well, the cartels could. The problem is the cartels got to be careful, because if they get traced to the cartels, then they become a terrorist organization, and then the Apaches go there and tear up their shit. So they want to get paid, and they'll just deliver whoever. They don't give a crap, right? There's just, I don't care. You look like Al-Qaeda, or maybe you're a Spetsnaz. Who cares? Just, we have guys like that. 5 guys to go and create. Yeah. Yeah, the Spanish is different. Hey, KP. But both guys were from Cuba. One was a single guy, and he said he's working and he's doing the Uber thing on the side. The other guy works in a restaurant. He's a cook, and he does the Uber to make ends meet. And the second guy had a wife and a kid, and he had a picture of them, a little picture of his family on his car. And I was chit-chatting, and he goes, yeah, he's telling me in Spanish, yeah, it's really hard because we came here for better living, right? Like many families did. Most of us are immigrants if you go far enough back. And he says, but then this potato in the White House, and he just went on this rant about Castro, about potato in the White House, the guy in Canada, Sparkle Socks. Like, he went after all the communists, anyone that even resembled a communist. And he's like, they don't know what they're doing. They're going to break the country, and then the people will get mad, and in this country things will catch fire, and then it'll be ugly. And I was like, holy shit, this dude just like, whoop, he opened this whole Pandora's box of FJT. Yeah, that guy too. That's exactly who he's talking about. He's like, all of them, they're going to destroy the country, and people can't make a living. And I'm like, I like this guy. Like, that was the most entertaining conversation I've ever had in an Uber. And you know what? He's here. It was getting late when he drove me home. And he's like, I don't mind working. He said, I'm getting my green card in like a month. His wife already got hers. They're really excited. They're going to be new Americans. The daughter, of course, learned all the English, right? And now she has to translate for dad, which happens because the kids pick it up real fast. But the guy's excited, and you can tell, he's got plans. He wants to open a bakery. And I'm like, man, good luck to you, bro. You're the people we need here. And then let's find these pendejos in Seattle, and they can go to Venezuela and Cuba, and they can get their stupidity over there. So A lot of these folks coming here will probably be good. What scares me is we're not vetting everyone, and it doesn't take a lot. Remember 9/11, 13 freaking dudes. When they blew up the World Trade Center in the basement about in 1993, did you see the big protests in Canada? I was not able to. I've been hooked up all day. Like, this is the first chance I've gotten to check email, text the wife, the whole 9 yards. So I'm just chit-chatting with you guys. But no, I'll go check it out once I get home and like get some water or something in me. But yeah, folks, I just hacked up along. Oh, maybe you just need to get some garbage out of your system, Joe. Okay, KP, I'll go check it. Good. Right, like the Tennessee, remember, like Ellis Island, you say, okay, these are the places you come. You go to El Paso, you go to New York, you go to San Francisco, or you go this other place, and if we catch you anywhere else, you're going to go to jail and we're going to throw you out. But if you come here, fill out your paperwork, get your fingerprint, blah, 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 you stay at this housing unit for X amount of time, when we make sure you're not going to burn down a building, you may go into society and begin your immigration process. You know, oh yeah, no, this is great. I'm waiting for Canada to burn down. Like, the people there are pissed. People here are pissed. We just had a Texas sheriff threaten to arrest another sheriff threatened to arrest ATF agents. You had the sheriff in Albuquerque and the city police chief both tell the mayor or the governor, we're not going to enforce your gun ban because it's unconstitutional. And then the DA, the attorney general of the state, said, if you get sued, I'm not defending you. That's like his job, to defend the governor, and he's like, I'm not defending you because what you're doing is unconstitutional. So she had to rescind the law in New Mexico, and now she said specifically like parks and courtrooms, which was, you couldn't do that, carry there anyway. But yeah, the cops were like, no. So that's what we need. We need more people to make a stand. Get to know your local reps. You'd be shocked what a state representative, like the guy in your voting district, can do in a court in the state capitol. You get 2 representatives, they can lock up the capitol for like weeks and cause a big scene, and the media will come in and all the other politicians will run. You just need a couple of them with some cojones to go, yeah, you know what, I don't like what you're doing, I'm gonna filibuster all by myself for 8 hours like an idiot, and bring all the news in so everyone can see the stupidity. And yeah, I'll go check out the Canadian protest. That sounds like something I want to see. But listen, folks, people are winning, but they're using the same system, throwing it back on their heads. So, you know, keep doing that. Keep making noise. Get involved in the local level elections, because those are the ones that send people to your state, and the states can refuse to obey federal laws if they're not constitutional, right? So do it from the bottom up, because going from the top down, they get corrupt and then they're useless. If a federal senator knows that his state doesn't like him, they're going to start working to kick him out, and he knows it. So that's where you start, folks. And if not, go make some noise. Get the media out there. Put it on social media, whatever. But anyway, folks, look, you got, hey, Mad Shad, I couldn't see all of you because my chat is locked on Top Chat, not live chat. So I'm missing a bunch of stuff. So I apologize for that. But anyway, folks, look, be safe out there. Don't forget to hit the like on your way out. YouTube keeps beating me up with the damn algorithm. But guys, be safe, make some noise. I think Hudson's we all are gonna die Wednesday here in a little bit. It's Wednesday, right? Yeah. He's gonna do we all gonna die Wednesday, or we're gonna get diarrhea Wednesday, or who knows, we might get but Mike and I'm assuming Lou will be on as well. So the guys will be on. I don't know who comes on after. I don't know if Angry Prepper does. New York Prepper went in earlier. Shit, I'm losing track of who was on. So anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, check each other out. Give likes, follows, shares, help the channels that are making noise as best you can. And hey, if something's not right in your neck of the woods, go make some noise and try to fix it. We can fix it. We can change things. We just got to make a bunch of noise to do it. But you guys be safe out there. Be careful on the road. I'll see you later.